Have you ever scrolled on social media and thought, why does everything feel fake now? The comments feel repetitive, the videos feel recycled, the same trends, the same arguments, the same rage bait over and over and over again. And then you start wondering, am I even interacting with real people anymore? Well, there's actually a name for this feeling. It's called the dead internet theory. Whether you believe it's a conspiracy theory or a warning sign, it raises some really important questions that we will be addressing today. Hey, lady bosses, are you working even after putting the kids to bed but still not getting results?
Are you tired of spending money on ads that aren't getting engagement?
Do you feel burdened that you aren't fulfilling your purpose in life because you are so consumed with work?
I'm your host, Brooke Boltz. I'm an attorney and founder of Boltz Legal. I started my business and in 1 year was bringing in 7 figures and am now bringing in multi-7 figures.
And I'm your co-host, Rachel Boltz, owner of Boltz Media. I've helped many businesses build their online presence and increase their revenue through digital marketing.
Want to hear how we did it?
We are here to help you achieve your goals personally, professionally, and spiritually.
So kick off your high heels, sit back, and let's ignite that passion.
We're Miss Biz, where we're putting the Miss in biz.
Let's get biz done. The dead internet theory claims that somewhere around 2016 or 2017, the internet fundamentally changed. According to the theory, the internet is no longer primarily driven by real human interaction. Instead, it's increasingly dominated by bots, AI-generated content, algorithmic manipulation, engagement farming, and automated accounts talking to other automated accounts. In its most extreme form, the theory argues that most of what you see online, that includes comments, social media posts, trends, search results, and even entire websites, are artificially generated or strategically manipulated. Not necessarily to help you, but to keep you engaged because clicks make money, attention makes money, and in all honesty, outrage makes money.
Do you have any personal experience of how maybe not necessarily outrage, but things that are controversial or like offer a different perspective can increase engagement or views?
Oh, 100%. My most viewed videos are all controversial topics, all of them. And I finally cracked the code of how to get a viral video. And it's just talk about something controversial, because if people are worked up about it, they will comment, they will share. The people who agree with you will share. The people who don't will comment and you know, have it, make it fit. Everybody will either like or dislike it on the, you know, likes and emojis and things like that. So yeah, definitely you talk about something controversial, you will get more engagement for sure.
How would you say it compares to like a normal post that you do?
Oh, it's exponential. I'll say if I do just like a video, I'm Brooke Boltz with Boltz Legal, and here's a tip about the law. You know, I might get 500 views on Instagram. On Facebook, I would get more just because I have more of a following there. Maybe 1,000 on Facebook, especially if it's my business account. If it's my personal account, I generally get more views and engagement there. But if I were to do a controversial topic, I have 30,000 views on some of my videos. So it's just like 30 times, 60 times the views on those more controversial topics.
It's crazy.
But also too, like the thing is even though it gets more views and engagement, the question is, does that build my business? Not really. So it's like, what is your goal? If my goal is just to get views, then talking about controversial things is the way to do that. If your goal is to build your business, that's not necessarily going to help it.
Well, it's increased visibility, and increased visibility can turn into business later on, especially if they decide to follow you or become like what we call your super fans. So might not be like an instant result, but it could be the beginning of nurturing some type of relationship or affiliation. So going back to the dead internet theory, the AI boom made it all feel real. Once tools like ChatGPT became mainstream, suddenly the internet got really weird. People started seeing AI generated articles, fake influencers, deep fake videos, endless low effort content farms. And some of it was bizarre, like those surreal shrimp Jesus Facebook images, random AI shrimp, which was random AI shrimp in religious scenes. And those were getting thousands of comments and shares for absolutely no reason.
Have you seen those? The shrimp Jesus?
I haven't seen that particular one, but I've seen different ones like that.
Yeah, they're crazy. It's like Jesus with just like a bunch of shrimp arms, or like shrimp arms, shrimp legs. It's pure nonsense. But and like you would never imagine that people would look twice at these ridiculous images, but they are popular.
I've seen the ones where like it's like a bowl of spaghetti and you can see Jesus in the bowl of spaghetti or something like that.
But no, this was like legit pictures of Jesus with like his arms are a shrimp.
So
It's weird.
So weird.
It's weird.
But, during that time, everybody kind of collectively asked themselves, what is happening?
Yeah.
So moving on to a separate conspiracy from reality, because while the extreme version of the theory is unproven, some parts are undeniably real. Reports now estimate that nearly half of internet traffic is non-human. That just goes to show you that bots are everywhere. These are spam bots. And for those of you that don't know, spam bots are the classic annoying bots. Their job is to flood platforms with junk messages, scams, fake promotions, and phishing links. So an example of this might be you won an iPhone. Then there's scrapper bots. They scan articles, prices, images, profiles, contact information. And basically what they do is they steal email addresses or clone entire websites automatically. They're also Google search crawlers. Google uses bots to index websites so they can appear in search results. Then there's fake engagement bots. I know we've talked about those on a couple of our episodes before, where it's very common to see them on social media. And their purpose is to artificially inflate popularity. They like posts, comments, follow accounts, share content, watch videos, all automatically. And I know most of us have seen this message in our inbox that says you post great content. And then you instantly get amazing, so true, love this. And they're all from weird looking accounts. Like there's no real photos, there's random usernames, and there's almost no real activity.
So why people use them is to appear popular, to manipulate algorithms, to gain credibility, and to sell fake influence, because people trust things that look popular. And then another type of bot is political influence bots. These are more serious. Their goal is to influence public opinion, political debates, elections, and cultural conversations. And those often amplify outrage. They have the clickbait topic or clickbait headings. They spread misinformation or they push divisive content. And so how this all works is that instead of convincing you directly, they create the illusion that everyone thinks this. So for example, mass reposting political hashtags or coordinated fake accounts, fake grassroots movements, or bot armies that are amplifying extreme opinions. And studies suggest a massive percentage of new web content is now AI generated, which means a lot of what you consume online today was not created by a person sitting at a keyboard pouring their heart into something. It was generated purely for SEO, clicks, ad revenue, or attention.
Finding guests for a podcast can be difficult sometimes, so Brooke and I wanted to let you guys know that we are available to appear on your podcast.
We also enjoy speaking at events, so if you have an event coming up, these jingles can go on the road.
Simply go to missbiz.com/contact and in the subject line, write podcast guest or event speaker, and we'll reach out to you to further coordinate. So why this matters for business owners is because we're living in an era where visibility is no longer the same thing as credibility. Someone can have 500,000 followers, massive engagement, viral content, and still have no real community, no trust, no meaningful business, because online metrics can be artificially inflated easier than ever before. But the good news is that the real still stands out. Here's what I don't agree with. I don't necessarily think that the internet is dead. I do think that authentic human connection has become more valuable because in a world flooded with AI content, fake engagement, manufactured outrage, realness becomes magnetic. Real stories stand out, real conversations stand out, and real communities stand out as well.
Have you seen that show? I can't remember the name of it. It's on Netflix, and it's designed to test how strong your relationship is. So they take couples and they separate them.
And have them look at each other's phones?
No.
Not that one?
Not that one. They separate them and they're with one half of a bunch of couples. So it's like a bunch of men and women who are all in relationships, but they're other spouses in the other group. So they're divided from their own spouse, but they're with a bunch of other really attractive men and women. And then they show them video of their spouse in the other group. And some of it is AI generated to make it look like their spouse is cheating.
Oh, snap.
And so they're sitting there watching this video of their spouse cheating, and it's not real. And then they get a reaction. So then what do you think that they go do after they just watch their spouse cheat?
Go get back at them.
Yeah, they go cheat for real.
Oh my gosh. That's what kind of Jerry Springer stuff is that?
I'm telling you, I watched like one episode because my friend was like, she loved it, and I was like, I can't watch this. This is too much anxiety, too much stress watching this. These poor people are sitting there watching AI, but you couldn't tell. Like, you could not tell that this was not their real spouse. But we viewers knew it was fake, but the spouse did not. It was, that
is horrible.
It really, that's like.
But you go on the show knowing that this is the premise.
Yeah, so but people want to be famous. Like, they want to be famous, whatever. But like, when you're seeing it with your own two eyes, your spouse, plus you're knowing that they're surrounded by gorgeous people. I mean, it's that's torture.
Not me. No,
no thanks. Yeah. So the good news again is that
actually, as business owners, this should challenge us. And that's because the winning strategy moving forward is not how do I become more viral, it's how do I become more real? How do you build trust, create community, have genuine conversations, and make people feel seen? Because that authenticity is becoming rarer and rarer, and therefore it's never been more valuable.
Absolutely. So here are some ways that you can grow despite all of the online chaos. Number one is you can build offline relationships again. And this is one of the biggest opportunities right now. Most people are hiding behind screens, so in-person connection stands out more than ever. So you can join networking groups like BNI or the Chamber of Commerce. You can attend community events, local workshops, client appreciation events, coffee meetings, do handwritten notes or referral lunches. the more the digital world becomes, the more valuable human interaction also becomes.
It's so true. It's so true. Just think about it in our lives now where, back in the day, we used to just pick up the phone when we wanted to talk to somebody, or we used to go over to their house when we wanted to spend time with them. And now we're sending text messages or we're doing video chats. So when you actually do get that opportunity to connect in person, human to human, it has such a stronger impact.
Right. So the second is that you can use social media as a door, but not the house. This is a mistake that many businesses make. They try to build their entire business on social media platforms, but we all know that algorithms change overnight, accounts disappear, your reach gets throttled, and instead use social media to attract attention, but then move people into spaces that you own, like your email list, or into a Facebook group or a WhatsApp group, or in-person meetings or in-person conferences that you host or things like that. So you can build a text community, your email list, of course. You can have private memberships or CRM databases. You own those spaces. Nobody can change an algorithm and you lose your email list.
Right. Number 3 is show your actual face. AI content is exploding, which means people crave proof of humanity. So some simple ways to do that are behind the scenes videos, candid moments, live video, storytelling, and showing imperfections. Because perfect polished content often performs worse than authentic content. And that is so true, because if people don't feel that it's genuine or it's real, then they think it's fake. And they're not going to pursue that avenue further, whether it's buying a product or conducting service with that person.
Right. And it's hard to tell what's fake sometimes. So if people will make an assumption. My husband creates video games, and his artwork is really good, and he hires artists to do it, but he is accused all the time of using AI generated artwork, which is a big no-no in the video game industry.
Yeah.
It really inflames people. So, it's just that people are so conditioned when they see something that looks too good, or they see something that doesn't seem plausible, they just automatically assume that it's fake. So the more you can show yourself and your office and what you're doing, your day-to-day, the more trust you will build.
It would be good for him to put some behind the scenes content online of, the artist actually drawing the characters.
He has a whole portfolio of every step of the art, because he gets accused of it so much that he immediately posts it, tags them over and over every time he gets accused of it, to say, nope, here you go, here you can see, or he emails it to them or whatever, because he has like the whole like workbook of start to finish of every art project now, because he has to prove it all the time. He gets accused of it like a lot.
That's frustrating.
Do you love the Miss Biz podcast?
Because we love you.
Here's 3 things you can do to show your support.
1, write us a review. Apple, Spotify, and Google My Business are the best platforms to write a review.
2, follow us on social media. Our handle is @MissBizPodcast.
3, join our Facebook group, Miss Biz Nation, for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes footage. Also, ask questions related to your business and discuss topics from our episodes. Number 4 is become known for thoughts, not trends. So trend chasing content is becoming oversaturated. So instead, you want to build a reputation around ideas. You want to make sure that you're sharing opinions, lessons, experiences, frameworks, and stories, because people follow thinkers longer than trend repeaters. And this is kind of the difference between a sprint and a marathon. Mm-hmm. If you're just trying to get a lot of views, then follow the trends, because
posts the trends. That's going to get you a lot of views right now. But if you want to have a long-term following of people who know, like, and trust you, then you're not going to probably get a huge amount of views or engagement on day one. But as you consistently post, as you're consistent and you're sharing those opinions and lessons, people start to like you as a personality, and that's a longer term fan base or customer base than just following the trends, which is very quick and not really sustainable long term.
Yeah, it's going to be the difference between being like a one-hit wonder and being somebody who's known for something, because nobody is going to remember you as that person that did the booty shake in the kitchen. They're going to remember you for being that renegade against animal cruelty or whatever the case may be, whatever you make a name for yourself as. Then number 5 is double down on personal follow-up. This is huge right now. Most businesses automate everything. They outsource connection and they depersonalize communication. And while all of those tools are very helpful, it makes such a difference when someone gets an actual voice memo or a real check-in or a personalized gift or even a handwritten card. It really makes it feel unforgettable. I know last week, I got a handwritten card from somebody that I had met with the week before, and it really stood out to me because people don't do that anymore. Maybe years and years ago, that was like a standard norm, but I can say, like, within the past 6 years where I've been networking, I've maybe gotten 10 handwritten cards in the mail that entire time.
Yeah, we did a whole episode on the power of the power notes because it's not done often, and it is it's more work and it takes time, but it really stands out because it shows that you took the time.
Yeah.
So 6 is build community, not just content. So content gets consumed. Community creates loyalty. So ask yourself, where are people interacting with each other, not just me? So examples could be masterminds, networking groups, private chats, membership communities, and local meetups. People stay where they feel connected. And so this was the idea behind Miss Biz Nation, our Facebook group, is that we wanted to have a place where our listeners could come and support each other, not just listen to the podcast and have, which doesn't allow for any connection with anybody.
Right.
So we understood the value of community as opposed to just putting out episodes. And that's why we created Miss Biz Nation. So if you're not a part of that yet, please come join us. It is a free Facebook group, Miss Biz Nation.
Love the plug. Love the plug. Number 7 is focus on trust metrics, not vanity metrics. So the old internet rewarded followers, likes, and views. The future will reward trust, referrals, retention, and relationships. So ask yourself, would people recommend me in a room that I'm not in? That matters more than impressions.
I like that question. Would people recommend me in a room that I'm not in?
Yeah.
I like that. It's a good question to contemplate. Number 8 is be more human than the algorithm. Algorithms reward outrage and speed, but humans reward empathy, honesty, consistency, humor, and vulnerability. The businesses that stand out will feel alive, personal, and emotionally real.
And 9 is create long form depth. So short form content dominates feeds, but depth builds authority. That's why podcasts, newsletters, books, workshops, and long form videos still create strong trust because real expertise cannot be faked forever.
And finally, number 10, build a reputation off the internet. And this is underrated. Your reputation should exist in real life rooms, in communities, through referrals, through service, through impact, not just through ads or algorithms, because platforms can disappear, but your reputation compounds over time. Every happy client, tells their friends, tells their family, and it compounds over time. The longer you're building that good relationship, the longer you're building the good reputation, the greater your business grows.
Yeah, I mean, there really is a lot of power in that human-to-human connection. When you ask some of the most successful business owners what their key to success is, they're going to say building relationships. And that's not going to happen in a chat room or on Instagram. You know, that might be the start of it, but real relationships are going to take place in a room together, one-on-one, small groups, and things of that nature. So, you know, make sure that you're making time for those interactions, because if you're not, you're really limiting your reach and your impact that you can have.
And for the small business owner, the dead internet theory is good news, because you are never going to have the budget to pay for hundreds of thousands of dollars of ads a month to compete with the big businesses of the world. But when people distrust the ads that they're seeing, which is what comes with oversaturation of AI, then they're going to be looking for that smaller business. They're going to be looking for that more authentic connection. And so that's an opportunity for the small business owner to get a larger piece of the pie from the people who have some level of distrust now because they're too big, and people just have a distrust now for all the automation.
Yeah, that authenticity is going to become a huge competitive advantage. So not fake authenticity, not curated relatability, but real authenticity. The businesses that win in the future will likely be the ones that make people feel like there's an actual human behind this. And that may honestly be the rarest thing online. So we want to ask you guys today, if you're not connected with us, please connect with us. As Brooke mentioned, join our private group. It's called Miss Biz Nation. And let us know if the internet feels fake to you sometimes, and where you find real human connections.
I've got one rant I need to get off my chest.
All right, go for it.
It's a little bit relevant to this topic, and it just came to mind. So I am hosting an event for the last day of school for kids. It's going to be an outdoor water balloon fight, color run, fun event. And I've been trying to run an ad on Facebook for weeks, and it keeps getting rejected over and over. And so the other night, I sat down at the computer, contacted the Meta help support. They called me on the phone. We spent an hour and a half at the computer going through all these different things. Still was getting rejected. And the reason it was getting rejected is for discrimination. I kept saying discrimination. And I'm telling these people, it is an event for children. The video is me showing one of the toy dumplings. Like, there's nothing discriminatory about this video. And I'm like telling them, and they're like, okay, well, here's the next step to appeal and to, whatever. So we go through this over and over. It still gets rejected, but I get an answer as to what is discriminatory about it. And it's the fact that the post says Oviedo moms.
What?
Yes, because it says Oviedo moms, and then it says, RSVP for our event. But because it says Oviedo moms, that was discriminatory, because you're not allowed to call out a specific gender, and you're not allowed to call out a specific geographic area. So I was double discriminating.
Oh my gosh.
Because I said the city of Oviedo and the moms in Oviedo. No, you cannot say that.
What in the world?
In an ad. So I took that out.
And it works?
Well, no, they still haven't approved it. But if they come back and say it's discriminatory again, I'm going to...
Ring their neck?
Yeah, I'm going to do something. I don't know. But so, word to the wise. Don't put Oviedo moms. in your ad, it will get rejected and you will be frustrated.
That's great. We appreciate you and are honored to be on this journey with you. We can't wait to help you, to encourage you, and show you how to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
If you found Miss Biz helpful, please leave a review and share with others.
You can follow us on social media at Miss Biz Podcast.
For legal questions or services, please visit boltslegal.com.
And for digital marketing needs, please visit boltsmedia.com. Let's get biz done.